This is Catherine Dubberly, the Answer Lady, having a ball on my Kiss loom, making double comfort slippers. You can make some too. Let's get going. I've knitted all the rows that I need between the heel and toe shaping, so here comes probably the most elaborate part of this whole design, and it's not a big deal really. First, we're going to decrease in 4 places, one on each end of each of the long sides of the knitting. And here we go doing it on the other side. Now, if you are using only 1 or 2 peg ends, it will put your decreases in a slightly different position on the toe, and that will be okay. I've done it that way too, and the slippers come out just fine. So don't get all distraught if you don't have the same ends that I do or the same exact setup. Now what we're doing is moving in each of the ends, and to do that we have to loosen them, slide them in. If you've got a single peg end, this will be a little different. You'll just loosen and slide just as this is, but you won't have these nuts and bolts. They'll be elsewhere. Now we're set up just as normal, but 4 stitches smaller. There are 2 on each of 4 pegs. And we will knit those over just as though they were single stitches, both loops at a time. Here's how this works. We're going to do 4 decreases just like this one in the same manner. And after each one of them, we will knit 2 complete rounds. So you can do that. It will just get smaller and smaller. This peg will be a decrease next time, then this one, and only those between my fingertips will eventually be working. So I will see you in 8 rows after we have all decreased 4 times with 2 rows knitted after each decrease. I have done my 4 decreases, all 8 rows, and you can just see the beginnings of the decreasing coming out here. Now we've also finished the exterior of the boot. The rest is going to be lining. The next 2 rows are normal rows. We'll just wrap and knit them, but they will start turning inside of the slipper when it's finished. So knit 2 rows and then we'll get back together and start increasing. The increases work in the opposite way from the decreases. We're going to move these out 1 peg, tighten them back up, do the same on the other end. For the row after the increase, we're simply going to wrap normally. This peg will not be able to be knitted over, nor will this peg, because there were no stitches on them last time, but all of the others will be wrapped and knit normally. And I know you're thinking right about now, isn't that going to make a hole in the fabric? And the answer is yes, you are right, it is. In my opinion, because this is the lining and it's doubled and we're not going to be looking at it, I don't find that to be a real big deal. If it's going to drive you crazy, you can use one of the increasing methods that I give in my other videos. And very soon I will be making yet another video on increasing with Ruth's special increasing method that is almost invisible. I don't personally feel it necessary to use it here, but if it will make you feel better and you feel it necessary, please do so. So after each increase, we're going to knit 2 rows. That stitch cannot be knitted on this row, but the next row over it will. The increasing is going to be done a bit differently from the decreasing, in that we're going to do it 3 times, knitting 2 rows after each increase, and then we're going to increase the 4th time on one side only, leaving 2 stitches less in circumference than on the outer layer. This makes the lining fit better and not make ripples where it's trying to slide inside of the exterior. So note that this row is going to be the normal one. I'll be able to knit these over. Let's all do that. We've finished increase number 1. I'm about to knit the second row following that increase. I will do the identical thing 2 more times, and then we'll get back together to do the final increase. Here is what the increases look like if you do it the way I'm showing you, where you just do a simple increase and move the pieces of the ends out. Yes, there are holes, but it's not what I consider a big deal, and I've worn them and my toes don't get stuck in them or anything.